Hello, everyone. Welcome to the class today. Happy Saturday. Well, very good. It looks like we have a few students joining us. So far, about six, I think. It's a good start. So I do have to remind you or let you know that this call will be this class will be recorded, but don't worry. We're going to talk with the English department and try to make sure that your names and faces do not appear anywhere publicly. Okay, that's what we try to do to protect your identity. But it does help if you feel comfortable to show your face. It helps me to, uh, it gives me something to look at when I'm talking to people. So that's much appreciated. But of course, I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. All right. And if you have trouble hearing me, if you can't hear or see me, please let me know. Okay, that would be a serious problem. All right, we have seven participants so far. Really good. Thank you, Mr. Kim, for showing your face. That's wonderful.
아, 예.
Yeah.
방금,
All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share the PPT with you right now.
음, 가자.
All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to be talking about culture in the business context. So we're going to talk about some business English topics, look at some conversations, learn some new expressions. And yes, we're going to start with culture. What is culture? All right, that's what we're going to talk about, one of the things. So we're going to start with the quote. When overseas, you learn more about your own country than the place you are visiting. Okay, so stop there. When you read this quote, it doesn't make any sense. What do you think that this quote is trying to say? What is the reasoning behind this? When overseas, you learn more about your own country than the place you are visiting. So what I'll do throughout this lecture is I will give you a chance to respond. And if nobody responds, that's okay, totally fine. I will just answer and then move on, right? So I'm getting a message here. Your beard has grown a lot. How are you, Professor Branden? Well, thank you. I am doing fantastic. Yeah, I'm going for a new look. So hopefully you enjoy it or maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is, right? So very good. Speaking of cultural differences, in Korea, not many people are wearing beards, but in North America, so many people are. It's a new trend these days. So, what is the reasoning behind this quote? Well, when you go overseas, it gets you thinking about how different cultures are different from your own culture, and you start to think a little bit about your own culture, and you learn you start to think more critically about your own country. So that's the answer. Have you guys ever traveled before? What do you miss most about your own culture when you go abroad?
음,
Something to think about.
음,
I'm hearing some Maybe you have some experience with this.
Are
Or
we are we supposed to respond in text or verbally?
verbally if possible. If it would be great if this could be like a conversation. So just if you have like a strong opinion or just throw it out there and then I'll respond if I can.
Sure, thank you.
Sure. Have you ever traveled abroad?
Yeah, I used to live in abroad. I think the most what I missed the most was the Korean food. You know,
Mm,
the food that I grew up eating, like, the school snack food.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's the food for me. Yeah.
Many people say that they miss the food that they grew up with. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, home food.
Yeah. I sort of miss the language when I go overseas and I can't understand everybody. That could be quite frustrating. Fortunately, in Korea, everybody here speaks English, right? So
Yeah.
that's how you're able to understand me right now.
Mm,
Okay, let's move on. What is culture? So when we throw this word around all the time. We say, "Oh, it's a cultural difference," or "This culture is
mm,
different." But what is
mm,
culture? Have you ever thought about that?
mm,
So we have some options here.
culture.
Mhm.
Uh,
mm,
with mm,
Mhm.
mm,
behavior and attitudes.
Okay, that's a good one. Why do you think that? Behavior and attitudes.
Because, uh, for example, behavior and attitudes.
Mhm.
Korean, almost Asian is based on culture is Confucianism, but Western culture
mm,
is based on is biblical Bible.
mm,
So we are different. I believe, in my opinion,
Mhm.
we are different attitude.
That is a good point. So I would say most Western countries, I'll
Yeah,
write that here. Western countries these days are secular, so they don't
second.
have any like strong state religion.
Um.
But you're right, like
mm,
way back in the past, they did have
Mm-hmm.
that like Christian
Yeah.
background. Yeah, way back
Mm,
then. So secular means not religious. There's a separation between church and
mm,
state. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point. But I think that there are countries where there is a state
Mm,
religion, like in the Middle East, and religion can
mm,
definitely be a part of the culture in those
mm-hmm.
places.
Very true.
Mm,
Mm, what is culture now?
yeah. I
Language.
think language is really
Language.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really important.
mm,
The
Yeah.
way
Mm,
Koreans talk to each other, depending on age, you guys can be
mm,
really formal or
mm,
informal.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
hierarchy.
Yeah, there can be a little bit of a hierarchy here. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So
And
some things to
cuisine.
think about. Cuisine, that's the kind
Yeah,
of food that
cuisine.
they have.
Yeah.
mm,
I think geography and climate is also very important to make people's thinking way, the
Hmm.
way people think.
Mm,
mm,
Because I had a chance to live Vietnam, and it's a very hot country. So, and you
mm,
have plenty of food,
Hmm.
but in
mm,
Korea, we have very different climate. We have
mm.
to worry about the food all the time because we have very harsh winter.
mm,
So I
Indeed.
think it affect a lot to the way of people's thinking. We have to prepare for harsh winter
mm.
all the time.
Think about kimchi. They used to put the kimchi underground because you guys had really
Yes,
harsh winters, right?
right, right.
Hmm.
Mm,
That's a good point. It also affects the way you dress, so geography and weather definitely
mm.
Yeah.
plays a part. Well, very good. I do appreciate your participation. This is wonderful. So otherwise it would just be me talking to myself. So this is great. Thank you for that. All right. So we're talking about business English today. So how important are these things when doing business in, I don't know, let's say North America, okay? Because that's where I'm from. I know about North America. North America when compared to your own country. So we have a few options here. Number one, exchanging business cards. Yeah. Is that important in Korea? Do we need to exchange business cards all the time?
It used to be more common for businessmen to exchange business card,
Mm-hmm.
like the physical paper business card.
Sure,
But
sure.
now I see, they share the Kakao profile or share the LinkedIn, more like, yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a good observation. These days, it doesn't seem so prevalent when we have
Yeah.
Kakao Talk and can easily exchange that.
Yeah, but the significance of exchanging business cards stays the same, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gives people something to look at maybe when they have to get, like when they need a service or something. Good reminder.
Yes, and I think when you meet people formally,
Mhm.
like company versus company, I think people still exchange name card,
Sure.
and or when you have to sell, or if you are a salesperson, you have to prepare for your sales name card and exchange those things.
Right. So your department may play a part in this. I have a stack of business cards and I've never touched them for like 5 years. So, but if I were in sales, probably a different story. Yeah. What about shaking hands?
Shaking hands.
They do that in Korea, don't they?
We just should.
Isn't it more like men's things to do in Korea? Like,
Yeah, so I heard that people, usually men will shake hands together, but it could be considered rude for a man to try to shake a woman's hand if she hasn't offered her hand first. But I don't really, I mean, that was a long time ago. I don't know if something's changed. I'm not a businessman, so that's why I'm asking you.
Sometimes it's tricky
Yeah.
because when guys meet for the first time, I think they shake hands, but sometimes men suggest first, and sometimes they don't. So it depends. Sometimes when women and men meet for the first time, I think sometimes they just bow each other.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's a little more
Yeah.
Depend
common.
on situation or person.
Sure. It depends on the people.
Yeah, depends on people.
Well, due to the COVID-19, government urged us to avoid shaking hand nowadays. Yeah.
And humor, eye contact.
Oh, that has changed, right? Because of COVID. Let's go to number 5. What about humor? So how important is humor when doing business in North America when compared to your own country in South Korea? We sometimes tell jokes as an icebreaker, want to make people laugh a little bit.
Lesson joke.
I don't think people in Korea don't have much sense of humor.
Yeah, I haven't noticed. That's a good observation. Yeah.
I think people are quite serious when it comes to business or something.
They're usually quite serious.
Yes.
That's right. Let's do one more, looking at number 8. What about being direct, saying exactly what you think?
Straightforward.
There's a stereotype that people from some other countries are more straightforward and people in Korea are more indirect in the way they speak.
Yeah, indirect. Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Or is it just a stereotype?
I quite agree that.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
based on your personal experience, you agree
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, agree with that.
No.
These are first names. Social management context.
Yeah, so as we can see here, there are definitely some cultural differences that are still alive and well. So
Brad, I have a question.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Socializing with context, it means we need to use your Facebook or Instagram in business.
Okay, so when I read that, socializing with contacts, it means like playing golf with your client, right? If you're a lawyer, you're gonna play golf with your rich clients, and
social media. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused.
I guess it could be social media these days. The society is changing.
Cool.
Okay, so let's have a little bit of discussion. What cultural differences have you encountered when traveling to a new country? Has anybody ever? One thing that I encountered is when I first came to Korea, I was really sick. I was sick all the time. And my coworkers kept telling me, "Hey, go to the doctor, go to the doctor." But I didn't want to because in United States, doctors are really expensive. I
have heard, yeah.
We're afraid of the doctors, right? So
but now you go to hospital very freely.
Oh, sure. Sometimes I just want to talk to the doctor. I go there, just like everybody.
Happy for you.
Sometimes I think people just hang out in the lobby, right?
For me, I had a chance to visit Australia, and I found they walk on the street with barefoot.
Really? They walk barefoot on the street.
Yes. Have you noticed? It's not
never.
Yes.
Okay. And I had a chance to live in Vietnam as well, and people from Western, they especially kids, they hang around with their barefoot. So I heard a lady from India talk to me. Indian kids normally walk around with barefoot. From poor kids hang around with their barefoot.
Did you say poor kids? Poor kids walk around with no shoes?
In India, the poor kids hang around barefoot.
Without shoes, you mean?
Without shoes, yes. But
wow.
she says in here, people with they are quite rich. They walk around with their barefoot. So it's quite funny. She talks like that. So they even kids used to ride a bike. They're barefoot. So I was quite surprised.
Yeah.
To see that.
That is quite surprising. I can't imagine.
Really?
I was surprised when I was hiking. Some people here walk barefoot while hiking, climbing the mountain.
Actually, sometimes I do like that.
You do?
Yeah.
Isn't it safe on safety?
Yeah, I never hurt my feet. I'm just going to the climb. It's not bad. My kids all the time without shoes. He just playground. I think it's more helpful for his feet. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So around my apartment, people say to my son, "Is it you are nature man?" Yeah. Yeah.
Sophia, is there any special reason why people prefer to walk barefoot when they're hiking? Is there some benefit?
I think I heard it from some who study about it, why human need to work, and then why human need barefoot. These days we just walking around a lot. In Daegu have around Susong Lake, everybody walking barefoot. So it is pretty feel comfortable because people when we touch the sand feel very calm, and then we can very peaceful mind, and then we keep trying. So sometimes I feel like shoes are comfortable to me. Yeah.
No,
like
it's quite phenomenal. It's a walking on the mud. Yeah, it's quite phenomenal. There are lots of places that they make people can walk on their
Yeah.
barefoot. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Daegu, one of the elementary school principal have a rule for the like when they come to school, every kids have to be barefoot walking one time. They go to their classroom, and then that's amazing.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah.
Sounds healthy.
I think some reason good helpful. Yeah.
It sounds like walking barefoot can be a soothing or relaxing experience.
Yeah.
And I heard we can get some energy from the earth. So what I saw that there is some English words as well. Earthening.
Earthening, I haven't heard that
Something
one
like
before.
that.
Okay. So you heard that we can get some kind of energy from the earth, like some spiritual benefit, maybe?
Yes.
Maybe. That I'm not sure if I'm understanding correctly. She's like, yes, like she's not sure if I understand. So some kind of energy from the earth.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about different culture and different country. My husband, when I just met him, my husband British, he told me about when he just come to Korea, he was very surprised about everybody like take a photo when 1, 2, 3 like this. But he said you should do it in England. You
B
should
for
do it in England.
victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This side is okay, but this side is like bad slang. So you have to be like that, not like this.
Oh, I had no idea. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like a gangster
I
look,
heard
right?
it. Reason is like a second word, like a Frenchy army. Shoot the British army's finger and then out, and then they don't like. I heard it. Yeah.
Okay.
They shoot the fingers and then that reason. So this is okay, not this time. This is okay.
So it's a symbol from World War II, like the World War II days.
Yeah.
Think about it. I'll give you guys more time to talk at the end of class if possible. But one thing I want to do is also introduce some new expressions. Actually, we're going to look at a lot of new expressions. As you can see here, we have in this box some words that we can use to complete the idiom, and maybe we can talk about it. So small talk is one way to, you guys have probably heard this before, right?
Yeah.
Which word can we select to?
Break your ice.
Ice.
There we go. So we can cross that out. It's a great way to break the ice. Yes. So this means to do or say something to relieve tension or to get the conversation going at the start of a party or at the start of class. I'm always really bad at breaking the ice. It's just like, but what I did was I showed a quote, try to get you guys thinking a little bit. Hopefully that worked. I don't know. But have you ever had to break the ice before? What did you do?
Big smile.
Smile, yeah.
Big smile.
Yeah, that could help.
Asking weather.
Asking about the weather. That's a great option. Yeah.
Handshake.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, humor.
Yeah, use humor or telling a joke.
Yeah.
All right. I think you guys understand. Moving on. I was thrown in at the, what do you think?
Something in my compass.
Water?
Good try. It's actually deep end. So yeah, I was thrown in at the deep end when my company sent me abroad. I was only given 2 days notice to get everything ready. So what could this mean? Well, to put somebody in a completely new situation without any help or preparation. Have you ever been thrown in at the deep end? I have. There's been times when my school or like when I was teaching public school, they said suddenly, "Oh, Branden, you have to teach a class." and they didn't give me any time to prepare. I felt like they had really thrown me in at the deep end in that situation. And we can take a look at this picture here. It could be uncomfortable to be thrown in at the deep end without any preparation. Something to keep in mind. Okay, next, we don't see eye to
Eye to eye.
Eye to eye.
Eye to eye with our U.S. parent company about punctuality. We don't see eye to eye. Can anybody guess what this means? That's okay. I'll tell you. What was that?
Agree?
Yeah, we don't agree with our U.S. parent company. So that means you don't have similar views or attitudes. So when you see eye to eye with somebody, that means you agree strongly. Do you see eye to eye with all your coworkers?
No.
No, I don't think anybody does. I know I don't. But yeah. I got into
hot water.
Sure. What could that mean?
Hot water.
Trouble?
Yeah, so I got into trouble or hot water with my boss. Yeah, let me cross that out.
Yeah, cross.
So this means to get into trouble or an embarrassing situation. To get into hot water. What about you? Let's share experiences. Have you ever gotten into hot water with your boss? Something that ever gotten in trouble? I'm going to be honest. I forgot one time. I was asked to teach one of these Saturday classes, and I forgot. I totally forgot. Yeah, my boss Cuffs wasn't too happy with me. But it happens, right?
I think when I was part-time job in Gangnam coffee shops, and I was a store manager, but my boss want to after finish, everybody finish, close just a cafe, and they want to do again like drink something, but I don't want my part-timer to feel tired. So I say, please, can we time next time when we have a chance, please make an appointment. Suddenly, I think they don't like it much. And sometimes I have to argue with my boss. Usually because part-timer or manager all the time say to me about some situation, but I have to control the middle of side.
So your boss didn't think that you were controlling the employees properly? Is that what happened?
He wants all the time, listen, hey, I'm a boss. You have to listen just because I'm a boss. So my opinion in Korean boss and foreign country boss, different thing is like respect. They don't have a respect much. Yeah. They don't respect much to the part-timer manager, and both think like, hey, I'm a boss. You have to listen.
Yeah, so when there's no respect, I mean, it can definitely lead to some disagreements, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean you work at Starbucks? You used to work at Starbucks?
I'm working in now that coffee shop finish. I work in 3 different coffee shops and to some place and Cafe Bene and one thing. Yeah, Pascucci. Three company, but my favorite coffee shop is Pascucci. Pascucci is really good. Yeah, Pascucci is pretty good.
I remember I used to go there. There was a Pascucci in Suwon.
Yeah, Pascucci. I ate 20 years ago, nearly. These days very popular, like coffee with ice cream. We call affogato, but that time is nobody want to eat it because Korean people, I think, they don't try much. Even new thing coming and I'm looking at it, and then people eating are real.
I think that when there's something new, everybody, it's either nobody pays attention to it or everybody wants to try it at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Miss Jong, did you want to say something? I think you were going to say something, but then you stopped. No?
Oh,
Okay, maybe
no,
next
no,
time.
no.
Okay. All right. So the next one is I really put my foot in it when I met my Spanish partner because I said the wrong thing. Who are you rather than how are you? I really put my foot in it. Well, that means to unintentionally cause someone to be embarrassed or upset. Have you ever put your foot in it? I'm sorry. You can say foot in it, or you can say, have you ever put your foot in your mouth? They mean the same thing. Have you ever put your foot in your mouth at the office? Well, that's something that maybe many of us have that experience, I think. Oh, look at this cute baby. Yeah, so the baby is putting its foot in its mouth. So it's it's cute. So I put that there. Next, I get on like a house on fire with our Polish agent. I get along very well with our Polish agent. So here's another one. Oh, I'll just mute that right now. So to get on like a house on fire means to get along very well, to become close friends. When you first met your partner, did you get on like a house on fire? We're talking about our romantic partner, like our girlfriend or wife or husband. Well,
I don't remember at all.
what, you don't remember? Yeah. When I'm married now, but when I first met my wife, I think the first date, we didn't really, it was okay, right? But we didn't really get along until the second date where I think we were probably tired the first date. So there was nothing really we wanted to talk about, but now I'm happy to say that we get on like a house on fire, our relationship's pretty good. What about this one? When I visited China for the first time, I was like,
Fish out of water?
Out of the water.
yeah. What does that mean?
Everything was
too hard, difficult.
Yes. So a fish out of water, it means to feel awkward in your environment. Yes. If you take a fish out of water, they're not comfortable, are they? All right. I think this is the last one. My first meeting with our overseas clients was a real
your eye opener.
Thank you for that. It was a real eye-opener. I hadn't seen that style of negotiation before. So an eye-opener. Something that surprises you and teaches you new facts about life. Discussion time. Was traveling abroad ever an eye-opener for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you talk about that?
Just singing different culture, we talked about culture earlier.
Sure.
And singing different cultures to where I'm come from, Korea. Everything was an eye-opener to me, I would say.
Absolutely. I remember when I visited the Philippines, there was a family that we were hanging out with, and they asked, do you want some chicken? And we said, sure. So they actually went to the backyard and took one of their chickens and killed it right there. So
Wow.
the eye opener is that not all chicken comes from a factory. Sometimes people grow that. Yeah, I don't know. I was just really surprised. I've never seen something die before. Professor, not professor, but Mr. Yongjin. How are you doing?
Yeah. How are you, Professor?
I'm doing good. Actually, Yongjin had the experience of visiting. I don't know if we can talk about this. If you can't talk about it, that's okay. But you visited North Korea, didn't you? Can you talk about that? No? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
was it an eye opener for you to visit that country?
Oh, sure. Yes, sir. When I went to the North Korea, And the American delegation passed by metal detect. And but there is something problem because of the ring bell, because the people who are with the metal, the ring is bell, and because of the metal detect, and North Korean Army told the American delegation, told that, say it again, but this is in Korean language. Korean say, 다시 하라고. But American delegation cannot understand what this means. All of the North Korean people cannot use English, just Korean language. And American delegation, American politicians were embarrassed this situation. And some people say that, repeat again, please again, pass by the metal detect, the smoothly can communicate to each other, but nobody can speak English. And I was surprised, yeah.
Wow.
I think that's surprising because you don't really realize how good Koreans are at speaking English until you go to a country where they don't, right? So, especially in Seoul and Gyeonggi-do, I think everybody's pretty good. Thank you for that. All right, so moving on, we're going to take a look at a real conversation here. So we have plenty of new expressions, but let's see. Maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'll just read it myself. I'll read the first part. So we have the HR representative, and then there's the employee. John, can we have a talk? It's come to our attention that a comment you made recently has ruffled some feathers in the office. All right. Can somebody be the employee? Does anybody wanna talk with me? No? Okay. Mr. Kim, what about you? Do you want to read along?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So, Mr. Kim, you can be John. Yeah.
Oh, I was
There you go. Yeah, I was just.
I didn't mean to step on anyone.
Yeah, so I was just shooting the breeze with Lisa. I didn't mean to step on anyone's toes. That's a good start. Speaker A. What might seem like harmless banter, harmless talk to you could be the last straw for somebody else. We need to clear the air and ensure it doesn't happen again. Okay, so let's stop right here. What's happening in this conversation? Why is the HR representative talking to John? Well, John did something bad, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
Maybe he made inappropriate comments.
That's what I'm thinking. He made Lisa feel uncomfortable. So the HR representative has to talk with him about that. All right. Can anybody read speaker B for me?
I will do it.
Thank you.
I see your point. I guess I didn't read the room correctly. I will make amends and keep my nose clean from now on.
That's the spirit. It's all about learning and moving forward. Let's nip this in the bud and focus on fostering a respectful workplace for everyone. And then we have one more sentence there. Absolutely.
I will turn over a new leaf. Thanks for bringing this to my attention in such a constructive way.
Good. So I do encourage you. I mean, these are all really common idioms and expressions. So you may want to take your phone and copy them, and maybe you can look them up later, just in case you're interested. I think they're really nice. Yeah. So do you guys think this is a realistic situation? Yeah, could this really happen in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Especially a few years ago in 2018, we had like the Me Too movement, and everybody, everybody learned that we have to be more cautious about what we say because it can make some people feel uncomfortable. So hopefully you don't step on anybody's toes. But anyway, what do these words mean? Let's take a look at these.
Put someone in trouble.
Yeah. So
Make
to step
mistake unintentionally.
To step on somebody's toes, yes, indeed. And to ruffle someone's feathers is also to annoy or upset them. As you can see, this chicken has ruffled feathers. It's not comfortable. It's upset. And then, like you said, to step on someone's toes, that means to do something that offends them. Question to you. Have you ever accidentally done something at work that ruffled someone's feathers or stepped on their toes? If the conversation in the office ever approaches politics, it's very easy to ruffle the feathers of other people because politics and religion, these are topics people feel strongly about. So that is a very sure way to ruffle some feathers. Yeah. Especially these days with all the elections happening outside, everybody has a strong opinion about that. Okay, going once, going twice. I'm gonna move on. But anyway, something to keep in mind. These are really good to know. The last straw. The last in a series of bad things that happen to make someone upset or angry. Question to you. Have you ever broken off a friendship with somebody? Decided you don't want to be friends, you don't want to talk to this person anymore. What was the last straw that motivated you to do that? I heard that one of my friends, they were gossiping about me. They were talking, they were sharing stories that weren't true behind my back. For me, that was the last straw. I didn't want to get close to them anymore. So
backstabber.
I think someone who thinking too much about only their kids. Just my kids have to be too they think my kid is only good at other kids is bad.
Right.
The parenting is good, I think. So many parents around my apartment whose relationship finish people usually like that. So they don't care about other kids' mind, and then they listen their kids talking. They don't listen about teacher side and the other friend side. I think that's it's not good for the other relationship with the friends. Yeah.
So Sophia, you're saying that some people are too obsessed with their children and that's all they talk about.
Yeah, just for example, if some kids are arguing, A or B is arguing and some trouble in school. And when my kids have a trouble, I'm always listen teacher side and then my kids side, plus if I can talk with the other parent side, I'm listening both. And then I'm thinking about, okay, because usually people, they talking about their side, but trouble making this. Yeah, only if we listen about our kids' side, is not kind of a middle side. I think have to be parents, sometimes middle, because in the school, even if my kids are good at acting in my house, we don't know in school what happened. So I want to do like a middle side, but some mom, they don't care. Just I'm only 100% believe my kids talks. Yeah.
The reality is kids are not perfect, pure angels, are they?
Yeah,
They make mistakes.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that reason many people they don't want that kids and mom, and they don't want to be a relationship. Yeah, friendship. Yeah.
So that annoyed you a lot, and for you that was the last straw
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah, I had it this year just in start the new year. Yeah,
Sure.
that happened one time, and then my kids first the kids are like age 13, so many happened. That yeah, many happened. I know, yeah.
I have a daughter and she's 2 months old. So I think I'm not sleeping that well these days, but I guess it's just the beginning, right?
It's lovely time.
Yeah,
To
lovely
you
time.
hard time, but it's so lovely.
It's gonna go by fast,
that's
I think.
lovely.
Yeah. Clear the air.
Clear the air.
Yeah, if an argument or discussion clears the air, people feel less upset about it. Okay. So I'm actually going to come back and quiz you guys. So try to remember all the idioms, and then in just a few minutes, I'm going to quiz you to see if you remember what we're talking about. Read the room. As we can see in this picture here, the speaker is not capturing the attention of his audience. In fact, the audience is a little bored, disinterested in what the speaker is saying. So the speaker should be able to notice how the audience is reacting, but maybe he isn't. He's not reading the room. So to understand or be sensitive about the mood or feelings of the group. I've done that. I've been in front of a group of students and I'm talking about something, and I can tell, oh, they're not really interested in what I'm saying, so maybe I should change the topic. Of course, that is in a real classroom. I can't see your faces right now. So if there's something wrong with what I'm saying, it's impossible for me to read the room. So that's Zoom for you. Read the room. Understand your audience.
And mood.
Yes. It's really important, I think. Keep your nose clean. Stay out of trouble. So that's what the idiom means. Stay out of trouble. Can you give some advice about how to keep your nose clean at work? My advice, stay away from controversial topics like religion and politics. That helps. Don't date your coworkers. That's important. Any other advice about how to keep your nose clean?
Rather listening to than speaking.
Listen to them speak.
Yeah. Sometimes just listening to what they said is much more safer than me speaking a lot.
Okay. So listen a lot, but speak less.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah. It's a good way to be careful. Okay, we're almost to the end, guys. Nip it in the bud. To stop something from happening when it is still in its initial stages. Yeah. So for example, if an employee is late for work and they're late, but you're the manager, you don't say anything. Well, the other employees are going to see that and they're going to think, oh, it's okay for me to be late for work too. If John can do it, I can do it too. So pretty soon, everybody's going to be late for work. That's why you should nip these things in the bud. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go back to this conversation, and I'm gonna test you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to read the sentence, and then I'm gonna call on a random person and see how well you've been paying attention. So speaker A, let's get started. John, can we have a talk? It's come to our attention that a comment you made recently has ruffled some feathers in the office. Ruffled some feathers. All right, so who am I going to call on? Let's see. Ehyok, are you there? Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say your name. Anyway, that happened. What about Miss Kim with the Nike hat? You there? Hello there. Hi. Ruffled some feathers. What does that mean? Do you remember?
To make people upset or uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Kind of like a chicken when its feathers are ruffled, right? That makes them quite upset. Thank you for that. Very good. Oh, I was just shooting the breeze with Lisa. I didn't mean to step on anyone's toes. Actually, we didn't talk about shooting the breeze, but maybe you can guess what it means. Let's see.
Shooting the breeze?
Yeah, shooting the breeze. Let's go with June. What about Mr. Joan? Mr. Joan? No, okay, he's not there. Tomoya. Okay, it looks like. What about Camilla? Camilla, are you there?
Yeah, small talk.
Hey, Camilla.
Hi, Branden.
Yes, I hope you've been doing well.
Yeah, I guess shooting the breeze means small talking.
Yeah, it's talking, but nothing. You're not really talking about anything in particular. So really light conversation. Yeah, and Camilla, what does it mean to step on somebody's toes?
Offend.
Upset.
Yeah, but
Upset,
unintentionally.
yeah.
You don't mean to do it. So to unintentionally upset somebody. Yeah.
Understand.
What might seem. Oh, do you have a question, Camilla? No?
This classroom, I went 30 minutes later.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah.
So you weren't following
Sorry.
some things.
So sorry.
But anyway, you did well. What might seem like harmless banter to you could be the last straw for somebody else. We need to clear the air and ensure it doesn't happen again. What about Miss Zhong?
Yeah. So the last straw means, it's the last thing I can put up with.
All right. So the last thing you can put up with before you break, something bad happens.
Before you explode.
What about clear the air?
Clear the air means to try to make peace.
Absorb stress.
By reducing tension, I guess.
Right. So if a coworker did something to offend you, you can just go talk to them like, hey, this happened. Let's talk about it. Let's get this out of the way so we can move on. That's how you can clear the air. I see your point. I guess I didn't read the room correctly. I'll make amends and keep my nose clean from now on. All right. What about Sophia? Can you take a look at that sentence for us?
Oh, luckily
No.
I write down here.
You wrote it down? Okay.
Mood or feeling or the groups.
So when you read the room, what does it mean? What are you doing?
The mood or feeling. We're gonna read about group of the mood.
Yeah, you're understanding the feeling in the group.
Yeah.
No. So, and what about keep your nose clean?
Stay out of trouble.
Good. Yeah. So you used to work at the cafes, right? So if you keep your nose clean, you probably stay away from the drama of your coworkers, right?
Yeah.
That's the spirit. It's all about learning and moving forward. Let's nip it in the bud and focus on fostering a respectful workplace for everyone. All right. Nip this in the bud. Any volunteers? What about Yongran? No. Oh, there you are. Yes. Hello.
It's just something people getting worse.
That's great. Can you say that one more time, please?
After something, people getting worse.
Yeah, so do something to stop something from getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you think of an example?
Taking a example.
Yeah.
Mm.
For example, if you get cancer, right? You have like a small tumor. You got to get that taken out of your body before it becomes something worse, right? So you have to nip it in the bud. Okay, last word. Absolutely, I'll turn over a new leaf. We didn't talk about this, but can anyone guess what this means? Absolutely, I'll turn over a new leaf.
I will change it for a new person.
I'll make a change in my life.
My life, yeah.
Yeah. Turn over a new leaf. So really good. I do suggest, like, if you're interested in these words, you can just copy this and look them up later. And we are just about out of time. So thank you for reaching the end of my class. Does anybody have any questions or special plans this weekend? It's beautiful out there with all the cherry blossoms and everything.
When do we have a next special lecture?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, the English department actually put out a PDF, and there's the schedule there. So you might have to check that out. I'm sure they posted it on Band. Can anybody confirm that? They've posted the schedule somewhere, right?
Sometimes on a few days before, so we don't know yet. Yeah, when they upload before, yes.
In general, I think during the semester they have a Zoom class. Somebody has a Zoom class every Saturday in general.
Yeah.
But it could be me, it could be Professor Hollis or Professor Tara. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
How about Professor Branden?
Oh, okay. I can tell you my next one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We have a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody oh yeah, question please. Yeah.
Will we provide this PPT?
If you want the PPT, yeah, I can provide it for you.
Would
that be that's probably useful. So I'm going to type my email address in the meeting chat, and if you want the PPT, just send me an email.
Wow, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my next class is April 13th, I think. Yeah.
April 13th, next week.
Yeah, next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for all your participation today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy your time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
bye. So,
oh yes, question.
Yeah, email address.
Email address. Yes. So do you see the chat?
Yeah.
I wrote my email address there, brandonnoland@gmail.com.
Oh, I can see.
You can't see it?
We can see. Maybe
Oh, okay. Well, let me.
you need to send all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have to
you just
change.
send all.
Oops. Okay, let me change that. All everyone in the meeting.
Yeah, everyone.
There you go.
Thank you.
Branden, Noland, gmail.com.
That's right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah. Take care.
Take care of yourself.
Brandon.
Yes. Who's this?
Today, Camilla.
Camilla. Hello.
Yeah. Today, fine dust was so severe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't gone outside today, so I didn't know that.
That I couldn't go to see cherry blossom in full bloom.